Right now, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is escalating. At least 2 rockets were fired at Israel from southern Lebanon, and Israel responded, sending missiles across the border. Alfonso Van Marsh is covering the ongoing violence from Sderot, Israel.
Thousands of Palestinians are spending the night in United Nations shelters after Israel warned them to clear out of northern Gaza. This man says he is trying to protect his children from death. Israel says it is targeting Hamas rocket launch sites and accuses the militant group of using civilians as human shields. Hamas has fired at least 800 missiles and Israel about 1,300 in the last 6 days.
The difference between us is that we're using missile defense to protect our civilians, and they're using their civilians to protect their missiles.
Since the conflict began, more than 160 Palestinians have been killed, many of them children.
As Israel continues its attacks on Hamas targets in Gaza, there's new evidence of a growing troop buildup on this side of the border.
Tanks and armored vehicles are poised near Gaza. Early Sunday, naval commandos struck a suspected missile launch site, the first Israeli boots on the ground in Gaza since the fighting erupted. In the town of Sderot near the border, air raid sirens forced Israeli troops into a restaurant bomb shelter. No missiles fell here this time, but the entire nation remains on edge. Alfonso Van Marsh, CBS News, Sderot, Israel.
Israel says 4 of its soldiers suffered minor injuries during that raid in Gaza.